Oh, man, I hate Mondays.
Nah, man, it's Tuesday.
Wait. What day is it?
You know what day it is. Tuesday. Brewsday Tuesday.
Oh, fuck yeah! Oh, we're gonna get our hops on, It's Brewsday Tuesday with Drez and Huck.
Yeah, go for it. Brewsday Tuesday. It is Tuesday, and I'm very happy to once again be joined with Huck from Huck's Beer Buzz. Huck, thanks for coming in, my man.
Thanks for having me, Drez. I always love to come by and drink some beer with my bud.
Oh, yes, we're going to be doing just that today. And per usual, you brought a six-pack of some good stuff, and you already popped a couple of these caps. What are we drinking this week, man?
Well, we're going to start with the Goose Island Winter Ale.
Winter Ale, I'll be. Yeah, I actually just I poured it, and there's a little bit dripping down the bottle. So I got to lick it low. It says nutty chocolate aromas, roasted caramel malt finish.
Yeah.
That's what we can look forward to in this one, eh?
Yeah, this is a very brown beer. Very caramel.
Yeah, it is pretty dark.
To the brown.
It does have a nice aroma to it, too.
Yeah, it's bringing in the whole, nutty almond thing.
It's a bit nutty.
It's nutty. Tastes pretty good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll have to bust on, Goose Island because...
What did Goose Island do?
Oh, they sold out. Well, but they didn't sell everything. People are mistaken. And I don't know about this one. Let's see where it's made. It might tell us.
What do you mean by they sold out? They got bought out by the big boys?
InBev bought for their line. But Goose Island Brewery still exists and still makes a lot of good beer.
Yeah.
And I don't, I probably should be more educated as to whether this is one or not. But I think this is one that Goose Island still makes. But it does say it's made in Fort Collins and Baldwinsville, New York. So I'm thinking this is probably made by InBev, but I could be wrong. And somebody can always correct us. We've been corrected before. Okay.
And we're branching out a little bit because most of them have all been Virginia. We had that Carolina beer last time, but
right.
But Goose Island's out of Chicago, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And they're brew pub on the north side of Chicago. If you go past the L, the square in the middle of town, you head north 5 miles. Right, you get into the subway there, the overhead.
I've never been to Chicago.
You walk a half a mile. There's a wonderful brew pub, and there's 3 or 4 other breweries in that neighborhood too. But they've got good beer and good food. Definitely a check off if you go to the Chicago area.
Yeah,
check that out.
Yeah, and you were saying I guess they sold out or whatever, but I do know for a fact, Goose Island's one of those brews that, they're from Chicago. They've been down here for a while. You can find them pretty much anywhere. I know that they have the 312, I believe, is one of my go-tos for sure.
Like, that'd be the Hefeweizen, right?
Yeah, I love me a Hefeweizen.
Yeah, Huckette likes that as well.
Yes.
We'll have to bring her in one day.
It's more of the girlier beers, but
it is. Hey,
it's a lighter.
You said it. I didn't say that.
It's a lighter. It's a little nicer. But this guy, man, the Winter Ale, it's definitely a heavier, darker. Like we said, it's got that nice, they said it right on the bottom, man.
Yeah.
Nutty chocolate aromas. I'd say that's pretty
If
cute.
you like the 312, you're really going to like the next beer, but I'm not going to tell you what it is till after the break.
Ooh, what a nice little tease we got.
Yeah.
So we're sipping here. Winter, it is getting damn cold in Blacksburg, but you got a little bit of slice of the warm weather not too long ago. You were out in Vegas.
Yeah, I was in Sin City, and one of my favorite beers out there is the Sin City beer. And really not because it's great beer, but because of the way they dress behind the bar.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's nice. But anyway, also went to Ellis Island Brew Pub and Casino.
They're out that way.
Where I got some free beers. It cost me $100 because I lost at the gambling tables. But it's good.
That's how they
And
get
also
you.
go to the Main Street station, which was a brewery as well, 777 Brewery. Very good beer.
Did
Definitely
you
there.
bring back any beer? You didn't bring me any?
They don't bottle or can any of it. And the growler's not going to make it that long because I'll drink it on the plane.
Yeah, you can't do the growler. Actually, that's a good point, man. With a lot of these breweries that are around here, I know I own 2 or 3, 4 growlers, and anytime you're going to be hitting up some breweries, you want to bring 1 or 2. Now, how long can that sit in your fridge before you're like, this beer doesn't taste good anymore? If you're going growler style.
Well, there's people say 48 hours, but for my growlers I buy special tops that are supposed to keep the oxygen. Oxygen's the enemy of a growler. So you get these special tops that keep it out.
And you pump the air out?
What's
so special
about them?
When it
foams up, the CO2 is going to fill the bottle, because the foam will be to the top. You put the cap on tight, and it'll die down. Mm-hmm. But some places actually shrink wrap them after they fill them. They put the cap on a shrink wrap. So you can probably, people told me 5, 6 days. I find 4 days is about maximum if you don't open it.
Okay, now once you open it though, then the clock's ticking. What you got?
24
like a day?
hours if that, and it's going to be flat the next day. I've got some in my refrigerator. I brought some of my figgy pudding home last night, and I drank a couple. So I'll have to finish it tonight it's not going to be really tasty.
Words of wise for anybody going out.
Now let's just go off on
Filling
a
up the
tangent.
growlers.
I paid for one of those Go Fund It things.
GoFundMe?
Yeah, and it's a growler with a top that takes one of those CO2 cartridges like you use for your paint gun.
Now we're talking.
The guy can't get it done, but if he ever gets done, I'll let you know.
Oh,
how
you bought in on that, dude? Those GoFundMes are such a scam. Don't ever. You learn your lesson.
Yeah,
there.
I've got two out there. I got this puck that you put your cold beer on. It charges your phone. Of course, Huck's going to buy that.
Yeah,
Huck's puck.
Wait,
I was all over it.
Waiting on the Huck's puck.
Yeah, I think I was in 1960.
Yeah, dude, those GoFundMes most of them are a pretty big scam. Either way, we are going off on a tangent. Let's get back to it, man. Goose Island's Winter Ale. You about ready to untap this bad boy?
Yeah, I'm drinking this, and I'm probably biased here because we're looking at, I'm seeing the InBev logo in the back. Then true or false, but it's just like I'm like it's winter, and when I drink a winter beer, I want to be a little excited. I'm not really feeling it, so I'm giving it a 3.25.
3.25.
Yeah.
Wow, that's probably one of the lowest ratings we've gotten on this bad boy. Of course, you go first, and I'm going to sound repetitive. I don't know if I'm going to give it 3.25. It is one of those beers. I do like it is winter, and it tastes like a winter beer. So at least it's labeled properly, in my opinion. I mean, it's heavier. It's got that kind of caramel, a roasted kind of a flavor. Let me sip it again real quick. I mean, it almost has more of a brown ale taste.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like it's brown ale in me.
It's definitely brown ale, and I'm not the biggest brown ale fan, but in the wintertime, that is kind of when I'd like to drink them. I'll give it a 3.25.
Well, if there's somebody throwing maybe a little log of cinnamon in there, maybe a little nutmeg. I don't know. I might have be better possessed for it, but
is there a way to spruce it? I mean, would you do something like that to a beer?
You could. I mean, actually, I have this. They have a thing. It's called. I'm not going to remember the name of it. But you can put spices in this thing. Dogfish Head invented it, and you pour your beer runs through it and spices it up. I'll think of it in a minute. But
okay, maybe we'll take a break and see if you can come up with it after that.
Good.
Well, let's go back. Like I said, 3.25. I untapped it. Huck untapped it. If you want to untap it yourself, go grab yourself some and follow us on Untapped. Drez Drinks, Huck's Beer Buzz. We're going to take a quick break, play some more tunes. What's up, real quick? You guys?
Yeah, I was going to say Untapped just recently merged with another company that does liquor.
Ooh,
we'll talk about that. After the break.
We'll talk about that. Let's play a tune and we'll be right back with more Brewsday Tuesday on 105.3 The Bear.
Hey, it's all about quality, not about quantity. Right? Let's get back to another round of Brewsday Tuesday with Drez and Huck.
All right, round deuce of Brewsday Tuesday. It is Drez alongside Huck from Huck's Beer Buzz. Popping some more tops, I see.
Popping some tops over here, Drez.
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
popping some.
Is it tops with hops?
This is okay. Like we talked earlier, we went to Chicago. Mm-hmm. Well, there's a place. Beer has a lot in common with cereal.
Oh, I love cereal.
Where do they
I love them both so much.
Where do they make good cereal?
I don't know.
Michigan.
Is that where it comes from? Kellogg's is from Michigan. That was going to be my suggestion.
Yeah, so we have this Bell's Winter White from the
Bell's.
land of cereal, and not only that, it's got wheat, your favorite flavor.
Dude, I do love the wheat beers.
Get your apron on. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
Give me this beer. Oh man, yes, dude, I do. Bell's is one of my favorites. That's obviously not local-ish. They got a lot of good beers. And this is the Bell's Winter White Ale.
Winter White.
Brewed and bottled.
Winter White.
Comstock, Michigan. You ever been out that way?
No, but that's on my list. Not even my bucket list, because I want to do that way before I kick the bucket. So maybe this year, maybe next year. We want to go out west to Yellowstone, and we would probably do 2 days in Michigan on our way. We get the northern route out and the southern route back kind of thing. And it would all be based on beers and beer festivals.
No doubt. Now, first thing I noticed after pouring this is
yeah.
it is a lot lighter than the last beer that we had, the Goose Island.
Yeah, it's a happier winter beer.
Yes. And another thing I noticed is it looks like there's little bits floating in it, which means hashtag unfiltered.
Unfiltered.
Which is my favorite. That's the way, now not all wheat beers are unfiltered, right?
Yeah, some of those bits might have been something I spilled in your glass. No, we're good. Yes, absolutely. Unfiltered beer is, I think Bell's has a bumper sticker that said if God meant for beer to be filtered, he wouldn't have given us livers.
Yeah, we filter the beer. That's what it's for.
So we don't test our beer on animals because we have enough human subjects.
So now, granted, my question was wheat beer. Because I feel like most wheat beers, there's stuff, you can tell it's unfiltered, but are all of them? Do you know?
Well, no, all of them. There's never all of them, but most of them are not.
Most of them,
yeah. Most of them are not.
Oh, this smells so great.
I'm trying to think of an example.
I haven't sipped it yet. I was snapping.
Even Blue Moon is kind of unfiltered.
Yeah. I was snapping the picture for Untapped, which reminds me. Yeah, what was your little?
Okay, so Untapped got purchased by a liquor app called New Glass, or they're calling it a merger, the next step, we're moving forward.
It's still going to be the same app, though, right?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Basically,
there might be some updates or whatever.
Well, what they wrote a long letter. I'm a subscribing member of Untapped, and they said, well, we have tried to make this our job, but we haven't been able to do it, and we don't feel like we can give it our best effort part time. So we've merged. We're a subsidiary of New Glass now. Next Glass, and they're going to provide some full-time employees, and things will be better.
So Next Glass is the liquor version of Untapped, and I was always wondering, why isn't there Uncorked for wine?
Right. Yeah.
I was surprised.
There may be, but who cares?
I never found wine.
I'm kidding.
I like to
kidding.
drink wine. Come on, you don't. Well, I know you're a beer.
No, I used to be
guy,
a wine.
But
I was a wine.
Wine's good. You can't
snob
hate on
until
wine.
I learned I could be a beer snob.
Beer's better.
Yeah.
It's better. Let's be honest.
Who do you know has a wine gut? Just doesn't happen.
No, you don't get that.
It's part of my whole persona.
But so yeah, this is a very. It's funny that they both say that they're winter ales because these beers are drastically different.
Well, if you have winter in say Virginia and you have a lot of snow and cold, that's one winter. But you could have winter in Florida, right?
Yeah, so
that's a different winter.
So is this what they're drinking in Chicago when winter comes, and this is what they're drinking in Michigan when winter comes, huh?
No, they're drinking that in Florida because the Goose Island is thick, so when the winds come off the lakes, it won't freeze. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it will, but it's thicker. So the lighter beer, Michigan, they probably in a better mood. Michigan too. Chicago, come on.
I guess that they're just used to the winter all the time, so for them, it doesn't matter.
It's like beer. 3 weeks of summer.
Yeah, but I tell you what, man, just in general, like when I think of a winter beer, I think more of the Goose Island, like the darker, those aromas and whatnot. But this beer, the Bell's Winter Ale, is way more my style of beer. Like
right.
I love the wheats. That's just how I roll. And what else did it say on this bottle? It says it's
it says it's nuanced wheat ale that is both stylish and refreshing. So seasonally nuanced.
Yes, definitely. So, but yeah, so
it's a go-to beer for me. I think we were talking about the pale ales. You get a 6-pack and go. This is one I can get a 6-pack and go.
Without a doubt, so delicious. This is good, and this the ABV.
So it's really not a fair comparison because they really are two completely different styles of beer. Let's talk a little bit about winter beers or
because
holiday beers in general.
There are a lot of different styles, but generally when you think of a winter beer, you're thinking of the spices that might go into it.
You're thinking of a Christmas ale. You're thinking of nutmeg and cinnamon and orange rinds, oranges themselves. Mm-hmm. So, really maybe I was in a hurry, they both said winter.
So
you got to look at you even get back to Oktoberfest in the winter is the Marzen style, that's more like the Goose Island winter ale. Mm-hmm. This is a wheatier beer, not really. This is more like a winter white ale. Ooh. So this is all about the snow.
That's right. It does say white.
Right. So
I did kind of overlook that. The white is probably because of the lighter beer.
Weyerbacher makes a good winter white too. That might have been a better comparison. But it's all right because now we got two different styles of beer. We said we're going to expand our horizons as we move forward.
And I like that.
So now we're looking at a dark winter beer, a light winter beer. We can start moving forward and talk about some more interesting beers. I think we've hit we hit on wheat a couple times. That seems to be one you like. It's one I like.
Yeah.
We still have stouts and porters and browns. A lot of boring beers. Just kidding.
That's when we'll start seeing me rank below 3. Right now, it sounds like I'm generous in everything. Well, I'm not super generous. Everything's been around the 3 to 4 area. But once we start getting those stouts, that's probably when you're going to start seeing me.
You and I are probably in the minority because a lot of your craft beer people
love
the
those
stouts.
dark beers. They love them, man. See, I'm not a coffee drinker either, so that might play a part into it because I know that so many when I take a sip of stout, I'm just like, well, it's just like coffee,
Right, and a lot of them are. I like a chocolate stout, and I like you put Imperial in front of a Pilsner.
I can only drink so much of them, Like this winter white ale. All day, baby. This is a session for me right here, no doubt.
Well, we're starting a session right now.
Yeah. Cheers to that one, man.
Yep. We won't have to work tomorrow. I mean, no one cares. It'll be okay.
Without a doubt, man. So what else is new? Tell me a little bit more about Vegas. Did we dive into that?
Yeah, we got a little time. We can.
We got a little time.
Ellis Island it's like a Days Inn with a little tiny casino, but they have really good beer. It's a brew pub, and they always make special beers, and they serve their beers in these giant Pilsner glasses. I have no idea what they hold, but I suspect it's like 20 ounces, and they're $1.50 if you buy them. But if you play a little blackjack or craps, or even if you put $20 into the machine,
and
at
then
the
you're
bar,
sitting there just hitting the buttons.
Free beer, hang out.
Oh yeah!
And what I discovered on this trip is they smoke ribs and chicken. Barbecue. I mean, the sauce is so sweet that I actually was sticking. I went in the bathroom and I stuck to grabbed that urinal handle. My hand stuck. I couldn't get it off.
You grabbed the urinal cake?
No, not the cake. I needed dessert. In any case, it was really sticky but yummy.
That's another thing we're going to have to delve into, man, is start bringing some food in with these beers. You're bringing the beer. Maybe I should bring the food one time.
That sounds good.
Or maybe we should find
I obviously like to eat.
Maybe we should find another sponsor. I would love some ribs to go with the
ribs.
Well, pizza and beer. Let's be real. Pizza and beer.
Well, I always want to do a wing fest a beer festival wing contest. And have all the restaurants in Blacksburg do it like at the market, and they all bring their wings, and we judge them sternly.
Wow, so we beer from wings to beer. All right, let's do it. Let's untap this bad boy.
All right, where are you at?
I went for I'll go first this time. Winter white ale, Bell's. Bell's is they have a lot of good stuff, man. I've been a fan of Bell's. I've had quite a few of their brews. The winter white ale, I'm not looking at my Untapped yet. I feel like I probably have had this before. Not sure what I rated in the past, but man, this is a damn good beer. Light, weedy, my style. It's #unfiltered, so you can definitely see all the stuff floating in it, which I love because I feel like I'm getting like more good stuff for me.
You're getting some of that food you wanted right in your beer.
Makes it a little bit more hearty.
Yeast will keep you from getting sick too.
See? Hey, and that's what you need in the winter.
That's right.
All right, man. Winter white ale, Bell's winter white ale. I'm gonna have to give it a 4. I'm gonna give it a 4. No, I'm not done yet. I think I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Wow.
4.5, dude.
I think we found your soft spot,
This is. I mean,
I think we found it.
I've been telling you, I like the wheats, man. This is a damn good beer. 4.5. I mean, that's about as high as usually I give out, unless I'm a few winter whales in.
Honored I brought that beer into you.
That was a very good one. So that's me. So I feel like maybe we're gonna finally have a different rating.
Yeah, we are actually because I'm gonna go on a.
You're gonna lowball it.
I'm lowballing it a little bit. I'm gonna give it a 3.75.
All right, so still a little bit more than the Goose.
And I'll tell you why. It's an excellent beer. It's a go-to beer for me, but. I think they use the word winter a little too loosely, just like the Goose Island.
That's true. Maybe I should take off a half a point for that.
No takebacks.
Well, when you hear winter, you think that, but then again, it does say white. It is a winter white ale.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, but I'm just going to do that because that's the way I roll.
I feel you, man. So there you go, 3.75 for him. I give it a 4.5 out of 5. That's on our Untapped ratings. Drez Drinks on there.
Well,
Huck's
before we
Beer
go
Buzz.
away, let me give you a little more bells information.
Oh, yeah, hit me
you're
with the
giving
bells.
you're
Yeah, we
giving
didn't delve into the bells.
Well, the bells makes a couple beers that are really, really good.
Like I said, that three...
the Hop Slam. They make the Hop Slam, which is a IPA-ish hoppy beer. They also make one called Hop Solution, both of which are, the golden fleece of beer. It's hard to find. You got to search for them. Well, they've upped it. So we're going to get some more. We're also going to get the Hop Solution, which traditionally has been only in kegs, is going to be coming in cans this year. So look for it at your local beer stores.
Yeah, definitely.
Who shall remain to be named when they start sponsoring us.
When we finally lock down that sponsorship.
We'll tell you where to get it. Text me, I'll tell you.
On that note, HucksBeerBuzz.com, that's where you can find him, reach at him. He's on all the social media, Huck's Beer Buzz. And, of course, you can find me, email me, Drez at 1053thebear. If you have any suggestions on what we should be drinking on Brewsday Tuesday. And, we'll take a break. We'll be back with more tunes. And, Huck, as always, I appreciate you bringing me some beer, man.
Thanks for having me. See you next week.
All right, dude. Brewsday Tuesday, wrapping it up. More rock after this.